I think that's it for No Mercy.
That's it for No Mercy, and we're still on Monday. And now we
Yeah,
gotta
we
go
are
to the flagship store.
deep.
Let's start. I'll let you start off with Raw.
Yeah, the only primo I had this week was the continuation of the IC title tournament triple threat. So Ilja Dragunov beating Dragon Lee and Dirty Dom
Mhm.
in that match. Seeing, I would have liked Dom to win this. I mean, Ilja Dragunov makes all the sense in the world anyway, but we know that his history with Braun Breaker while he was in pursuit of his IC title, he ended up snapping Ilja in half.
Yeah.
Won a match by stoppage. But of course, one half of the Terror Twins, Damian Priest, comes down to chase off Dirty Dom, in the closing seconds of the match. So it becomes basically a one-on-one of Dragon Lee and Ilja Dragunov. And I love Ilya's moveset. I think that's also why he's so over. It's also unique and impactful. And like I said, the good thing about any like signature or finisher move is that it can be done on anyone. And that's exactly what the A-bomb or the H-bomb and Torpedo Moscow are. And I forget Tessitore? That's the new on commentary on Raw?
Yeah, Joe Tessitore. Yeah.
Yeah, because when he says, "Oh, he hits him with a big shoulder," but he didn't put any emphasis on it. It's like, all right, yeah. As a super smart fan, I can tell this is your first day because I'm like, that's Torpedo Moscow. He hit him with. That's the finisher. That's Torpedo Moscow. But that's literally the only thing that deflated the match because I would have liked that Mauro Ranallo. Oh my God, Torpedo Moscow! 1, 2, but.
Yeah.
He'll get there.
He doesn't come from like action sports and stuff like that. I mean, a quick note on Joe Tessitore. I thought he was good for I liked him for the non-wrestling aspect. Like anything that was happening outside of the ring, like anything that had to do with like storylines and stuff, like I thought he did a good job. To your point, when it got to like calling the in-ring action, I'm not gonna say he was terrible. I think it was just the first day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were to be in the play calling position, if I was in that position, I'm just like him where I'm like, I don't know all the wrestling moves names. I'm gonna be very like basic with it and be like, oh yeah, they did a modified blah 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 blah, and you'd be like, nah, bro, that's the clutch or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's the same thing. So I think that's just gonna come naturally with time, but I do think the wrestling of it, like not the wrestling, the story arcs and everything as he pushes it, as we'll kind of get into with like the Punk promo. I thought he did a good job. Ilja Dragunov, Dragon Lee, and Dom. Yeah, I mean, again, these are all three great workers in himself. Even Dom. I mean, even Dom really doesn't even need to work, but when he does work, he's just he's really good at it too. But I'm glad Ilja won, right?
Yeah, Ilja won.
I'm glad Ilja won.
The advantage you get for being in the business for 20 years and you're in your prime at 27. So, you just work better than everybody else. But since you bring up the work, like there was one spot when it was one-on-one between Dragon Lee and Ilja Dragunov. And one of Dragon Lee's, signature things he does is like a off the Irish whip, hitting you with a like tilt-a-whirl, head scissor, which they lost balance and botched a move, but like I won't even just say botch because that sounds way worse than it is. But like they mess up, lose their footing, and swimmingly just get right back up. And like 2 seconds later, that exact move that you knew was coming, a sit out power bomb, it came anyway. And even them getting up, even though you could tell it was a mess up, it was convincing in like keeping the kayfabe of the wrestling match going.
Yeah.
So just a statement for a testament to how great they are as wrestlers between them.
I'm gonna take this one over. Well,
okay.
Because I think I'm gonna do a first time ever on the show. I got 3 Reggies.
Cool. Go ahead.
2 of them are connected, but I'll start with the connected. The first one, and again, this goes out to the namesake of my fucking Reggie Award, Adam Pearce. You bitch ass. You continuously, each and every week. I've given you a break the last couple weeks. It's not like you haven't deserved it, but I've given you a break. Unnecessarily, I've given you a break, Adam Pearce. But guess what? You're back on the Reggie list. And I get it. I get it. Like real life, unforeseen circumstances. Bronson Reed gets COVID, so he can't be on the show.
Yeah,
I get it. That was announced, and again, that's real life. Taking it back into, kayfabe, right? That was announced at like noon, like 1 or 2 o'clock. And Adam Pearce puts out this videos like telling everybody Bronson Reed won't be here tonight. He's not medically cleared to wrestle, this, that, and the third. Don't worry. The IC triple threat match is going to happen later tonight. And I'm going to be doing my part up until the show to figure out who we're going to get to replace Bronson Reed in that match. The show starts. He still don't got nobody. My guy, 7 hours. 7 hours, you can't find nobody? Up until the point where he's getting interviewed by either Jackie Redmond or Kathy Kelly. I can't remember which one. And they're like, who are you going to do? He's like, I've been looking, still looking. We're going to find out. Then who the hell walks in? Braun Strowman. And like we talked about last week, we put up the clip on the YouTube channel. I thought Braun Strowman should be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, I did say.
You said if there's anybody, it could be Braun Strowman to come back next week. He came back next week. What did Adam Pearce say? He's like, if you could look me in the eyes and tell me you can wrestle, you can wrestle. Braun Strowman holding his ribs, being like,
he's selling.
I can wrestle. This man goes out and wins. All of that is Reggie. All of it. And I get it. Unforeseen circumstances clearly I'm not arguing with real life. I'm talking about purely just television. All of that is Reggie. Yeah.
I could agree with that for sure. Because there's no way in hell that Braun Strowman should be winning that match. He could be wrestling, but winning that is crazy. So
who was in that match? Like it was hold on, let me see who's in that match just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure
Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser.
You tell me Sheamus couldn't win that? Like, Ludwig, somebody. This man was. We've been doing this tournament for 3 weeks. Like, come on, man. Adam Pearce, continue to suck. You suck. And my other Reggie, guy said I got 3 this week.
Mm-hmm.
You have this as a mid. Sammy challenging Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are we doing here?
I mean, honestly, it makes sense. And it makes sense.
It doesn't. This man,
he's the last man to beat him. He's the last man to beat him. You telling me that's not a story? That is a story. He beat him on the biggest stage at, like, some people would say, the biggest and best show of all time. He beat the most dominant record-setting Intercontinental Champion. You telling me he doesn't?
Since you're higher on this, I'll let you have this. Sam,
I get what you're saying. I'm just
destroyed. I hope there's a Brock Lesnar, John Cena SummerSlam. Like, this is not a story here.
I'm not even saying that like I want him to win or anything. I'm saying you got to acknowledge the point of that story. That's all. Like, that story makes sense. That's all I mean. I'm not saying he's gonna win by any means.
I'm just saying, coming off Gunther decisively choking this dude Randy Orton out.
Yeah.
And Gunther standing in the middle of the ring, I don't expect to hear, whoa. Like, get the hell out of here, bro.
No, you're not going to hear that because he's the champion, so he's going to enter last.
This is stalling.
He's going to enter last, so he won.
I get it makes sense. He's the last. This is stalling.
Yeah.
You have nothing for Gunther. I don't want to see another resilient match between Sammy and Gunther that I saw 2 months ago. Just because the title is different doesn't make it a different match.
Mm-hmm. I get you on that. Like, the repetitive.
At least this close. There's not enough difference between these two characters that this match has any weight. Just because you beat him for the IC title don't mean anything.
That's crazy. No, that's hyperbole. That's hyperbole. It means nothing because we're talking about MK fame. That means something. It doesn't mean anything that you beat the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania.
Yes, in kayfabe, yes, I'm talking about in kayfabe.
Okay.
Yeah, in kayfabe, yeah, you're right. Outside of kayfabe, come on now.
Fans,
we knew why Gunther was dropping that title.
Yeah, of course. But he had the face off with Brock the year before at Royal Rumble, so we knew he was on a rocket.
That was this. I will. It is barely Reggie. It's just, yeah, I put it, it could be mid, but I put it in Reggie because I'm just like, who asked for this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's just like,
I mean, it's just dependable hands.
Stalling. It feels like it's stalling and we're going backwards. This doesn't feel like forward momentum for Gunther. This feels like I'm going backwards. There's got to be some other challengers than Sammy. It's like, Sammy's almost like Kevin Owens. It's like, bro, we know you're not going to win this. But the same way Kevin got fight Kevin Owens or fight Kevin or whatever it is, whatever, I don't know. Same thing. Sammy with this fucking diamond level resilience badge. It's like, yeah, you're gonna make us think you're not going to win. We already seen this match. You're not going to do it. In the middle of October, you are not going to win the championship off of Gunther. I'm sorry.
No, that's not happening.
So that's why I got that on Reggie. So first time ever, 3 Reggies in one show.